Hey guys, welcome back to Reverse 1999. In today's video, I wanted to talk about farming your materials for your inside upgrades and also your residence and all that stuff. Now, if you're like me, originally you just come to here, you'd click on the item, you'd look for a fixed, you'd look for a common, then you'd go, okay, there's a possible, you'd click one, you'd go ahead and farm it. What I want to look at is basically some collated data from the CN community that Pridewin have then taken and put it into like a fairly easily digestible cheat sheet on, okay, I need this, I'll go farm this stage. It's a bit more nuanced to that because, you know, if you're farming two things at once, you want to choose the one with the other thing. But I wanted to show you this spreadsheet. You know, it's one of those things, if you're a casual player, you're not stressed at all. That is fine. But this game, like once you're like a week, 2 weeks in, you'll find that you're logging in daily, you're burning your stamina, maybe pushing a little bit of limbo. Besides that, you're kind of waiting for events and stuff like that. So spending a little bit of time to try and maximize the efficiency of your farming is something that maybe some people would like to do. I know I am myself. So let's jump over here to this post. So this is the post by Pridewin. This is the data collected by the CN community that goes through all the numbers, the drops and stuff like that. Honestly, too hard for me to translate and try and understand, so I'm glad the Pridewin did it. So essentially what we have here is all the different purple items. Now, when you're looking to farm the purple items, it'll say, you know, if it's got a green thumbs up, it means that's the one you want to do. If it's got the crafting, consider crafting, then what you want to do is you want to go to craft in the wilderness, see what the crafting materials are that are required for it, and then come down here to this range and look at what you want to farm for those crafting materials. Now, I'll talk about blue items in a sec because they're a bit different, but that's just what I wanted to do. The other thing I will recommend to Pridewin is that they put a crafting like a crafting tree next to it. So like biting box, what do you need to craft it and what do you need to craft them? And then like their recommended stages for farming on the other things. I feel like that would be a lot easier. So if I need biting box, okay, I'll go farm this. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be pretty cool. But, you know, this is a work in progress, so it's going to keep going. I know he's done 5 editions of this already, so I'm not going to push him too hard. But moving on from that, pretty simple. You can choose which ones you want to farm. This one over here, the Holy Silver, you can see this is the most highly recommended one. And this one, not as highly recommended due to the crafting materials not being as high. For instance, Holy Silver, you need the rough silver, but to get the rough silver, I'm pretty sure you need the silver ore, and this has a 167% drop chance, so you're quite often going to get 2 of them, whereas this only gets 1. And obviously, when you've got the crafting material that you're farming as well, that snowballs up into the materials. So that's the way we look at it there. So what I want to do is I want to jump into my example for you guys and take a look. So the one I was looking at was for my Soneto was the prophetic bird. So let's jump over to Pridewin and take a look what it's going to tell me to do. And then we'll talk about the blue items because like I said, those are a bit different whether you want to farm directly for the thing you're going for to get it quick or whether you want to farm more efficiently based on the side drops. We'll talk about that in a sec. But over here with the bird, you can see I just come here and literally this is what I do now. I go, okay, 2-6, that's what I'm going to farm. I'm going to get me some birdies. If you want to go deeper into it, you can. For this one, the reason the bird wants to go 2-6, one, it's 2 less stamina for only a 2% less drop rate on the actual bird itself, which isn't too bad. But then when we look past that, to craft the bird, you need the Spell of Fortune. And to craft the Spell of Fortune, you need the Spell of Banishing. And when we look down here, this one has a higher drop chance of the Spell of Fortune compared to this one. And it has a much higher drop chance of the Spell of Banishing compared to this one. This one, you might get 1 every 2 runs. This one, you're normally going to get 2 every run. So even if you're not getting the bird drops, you're getting the materials to craft it. So you do have to pay attention and go, okay, I'm now 1 bird away, but do I have the materials to craft it? Go ahead and craft it. Away you go, and you're set. Now, like I said, with the blue items down here, there is some caveat to this. Now, if we take a look at all these ones, you can see what they've said is, I'm going to read the disclaimer because it's easier. You got to make a choice. You farm a stage that has higher drop chance of the materials you want, and also sometimes the crafting material for that item, but other drops aren't as good. You choose a lower drop chance of the material you want in exchange for better side drops, so it translates to better stamina efficiency. So for me personally, if I need to farm any of these blue materials, liquefied terra, anything like that, I go, okay, I'm going to do it the most account efficiency way. You can see here we got a 66% chance of getting it dropped, but that stage might not have any drops of purple rarity. So I'd rather have a chance of getting some purple rarity drops. So in that case, what I'll do is I'll go, okay, do I need the skeleton or do I need any mandrakes for any of my other characters, any of my other upgrades that I'm looking at? And I will go ahead and farm that stage, because then overall on my account, it gives me greater efficiency with that stamina, even though it sacrifices a bit of speed on the rate of acquiring the liquefied terra, if that hopefully makes some sense to you guys. So that's what I do. When I come here and I need a blue item, I go and I look at and I farm for one of these most efficient ones, depending on which item I feel like I need the most. And if I feel like there's not one that I need the most, then I'll just go ahead and I will farm for, you know, the highest drop rate. So in this one, I'd go for this one because it looks like it has the highest drop rate, even though it isn't by much. And once again, it is community collected data, so it's not definitive what is programmed into the game, but that is what I look to. Now, the one exception over here is going to be the Solidus. Now, Solidus is one that I always use my chests that I have in my backpack, or whatever they call it in this game. And you know, you got the things that you open and you get one of these. I always use it on the Solidus because it's the one that they don't recommend just getting the drops for. They recommend you craft it. So if we jump back over here into the game and we take a look at it and see what we actually need to craft it, you can see we need the brooms, and we also need the silver ore. So when I look at the silver ore, I jump down here and I go, okay, most efficient way is farming it here. You can get 2 of them per run. So once again, now we go into with Solidus, sorry, I didn't even move the screen. There it is. So once again, when we look at the Solidus, we come down here and we have the most efficient way of doing it, because you can get some biting box. And for me, this is the way I've farmed most of my Solidus on my account, because that way I can get the biting box, which is the one that is recommended to craft, because it's not greatly efficient in its drop places, but because it is actually good to farm here and you can get it, and it's the most efficient way of farming for the silver ore, that's what I've been doing. Once again, it is a bit convoluted in the way you do it, but for most of these things, it's pretty simple. You just go to the one that's green and you farm for that. And then down here with the blues, you either go, do I want it quick or do I want it efficient? And then you choose either that stage or you choose one of these 2 stages. And then with the green one, like I said, that is very exclusive to the Solidus, and it is its own thing, but essentially what you want to do. For me, when I'm farming Solidus, I farm that one and I farm that one. Try and get my efficiencies up, and then it takes me a bit of time, but that way I can craft them and I've got investments for the future, and I've saved a bit of stamina in the future. Anyway, I think that just about covers it. I might do one more example over on my account to hopefully just nail in the process. So let's jump back over here. Let's go into my crew. And let's take a look at someone who, let's take a look at Ann Lee, for instance, on her resonant, because she's only level 3. Damn it, she's got that one. So we just covered that one in a thing. So let's go here. What do you need? You probably need the same thing, don't you, prick? All right, let's do one more here. Let's go. You've surely got something different. You've surely got something different. All right, so this one, we need this bad boy here. So we need the Clawed Pendulum. So as you can see, there's 2 stages that we can get it from. Let's jump back over here and look for the Clawed Pendulum. Let's see if we can, there it is. And I just go, okay, 3-11, that's the one I'm farming. Even though over in the game, they both say that it's possible. I'm going to go ahead and farm the one recommended here, because I'm sure if we look through it, it's going to go through what the other drops are, which are probably the drops that we need to go ahead and craft the thing anyway. But that is my process. Once again, use this if you want. I find it quite helpful. You know, you can go deep into it and dig into it, but for me, I just can't try and go brain dead, and I go, okay, I need some of the skeletons. Okay, I'll farm that stage. That's pretty much the gist of it, but I wanted to explain it as best I could. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.